Okay, so the next example that I'm going to show you is how to use the 3D effect, and more specifically 3D extrude and bevel. So again, I'm just going to collapse my layer here. I'm just going to lock this one, make a new layer, and I'm just going to call it 3D effect. I'm going to name it extrude bevel. And like we've done the other previous times, I'm just going to draw in my background color or shape. Okay, and for this one, my color background for it will be 45 cyan, 0 magenta, 50 yellow, and 0 black. So this kind of greenish color here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is grab my type tool. Just going to click once, hold down shift and just make a capital G. Going to again make this about 200 points, right? I can always increase this later on. So this is Helvetica bold. And I'm actually just going to create this to be the exact same color as my background. So what I can do is with my type tool selected, I'm just going to come over to my toolbox and select the eyedropper tool. I'm going to click on it and then just click once on the background and it will sample its color. So now we can't really see it because it's the same color, but next we're going to add the 3D effect to it, and then it'll start to add some shading and shadowing to it so that we can actually see it. So I'm going to hit the escape key here and just tap on my selection tool. And to get your 3D effects, we'll go up to the effect menu. We'll go down to 3D and select extrude and bevel. Okay, so from here you get this dialog box, and then preview is selected. You'll see the letter G appears here. So with your 3D effect, which is extrude and bevel, you can actually extrude this to be a specific depth. Okay, so now we start to use the Z axis. So how far back into space does this object go? Now by default, this is in points. So whatever value you choose, like let's say if I knew I had like inches, I could type 5IN for inches. It'll automatically convert it back to points for me. Okay, so if I choose maybe 10 inches, which is around 720, right? I could also just kind of manually move this scrubber, right? So maybe about like 600, 630. I don't know, I could just type in 625 points, right? So I could leave it at that. And here I could actually move the surface to kind of see around the object. So this would be my face of the 3D object. Okay, around here would be my X and my Y axis and my Z axis. So I could always just kind of move these around and shift them around and kind of see this graphic from different angles here. But I also have some custom positioning. So for this example, I'm going to choose the isometric top and just have it down here, right? And then I could always like customize this and kind of just move it around, right, into the position that I want. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as it is as a default just to make this a bit simpler. You can always explore this further if you want to. And then I'm just going to click OK. So now I'm just going to move this down right over here. And if we ever want to edit any of our effects, we don't go back to the effect menu and then select the effect that we last chose, because that would basically just duplicate it. Instead, we go to our appearance panel, and your appearance panel kind of tells you how your objects are decorated. So what attributes they have, right? So this tells me it's a type object. It has characters in it. There is a 3D extrude and bevel effect applied to it. So if I ever have to go back and edit that effect, I just click on the hyperlink and it will open up the panel for me once again to where I can choose to maybe modify its appearance, modify the depth or the extrusion, or even the angle that it's actually drawn in. So I'm just going to click OK. And now what I can do is just simply copy each letter and retype it out. So I'm just going to hold Option, click and drag, and then double click so that I get my type tool up. And I'm just going to type the letter R. Okay, so a really simple way of adjusting this. I'm just going to do the same thing until I spell out the entire word graphic. So I'll just hit the escape key just to jump out as I'm typing these. I'll just highlight it, type out a different letter. Okay, hit escape, and now I could just select each letter, and again I could just position these anyhow I like. So I'll just align that right here. I'll select the letter R. I'll maybe kind of stagger them up and down. Like you can make some higher if you want to, or lower. And so I'll gradually just kind of move them down as if they look like they're sloping. So again, you can kind of adjust this anyhow you like. Make them a little bit closer, further apart if you want to. Right? Totally up to you. And then again, just grab my type tool, make this 18 points and light. And then I'll type out 3D effect, extrude, and bevel with Adobe Illustrator. And then grab my other type tool, type out design, 36 points, bold. Okay, so you can always hide your guides. You know, if you're happy with it, you can keep it the way it is, or again, you can kind of just play around with like the positioning of the letters, right, until you're sort of happy with them. Right, so it's totally up to you how you want them to look. Again, you can apply your layer mask by grabbing your rectangle tool, drawing another rectangle right over top, right, opening up your layer panel. As you have this layer selected, that shape is right on top. You just click on Make Release Clipping Mask, and then it hides all that excess. Okay, and then you can just hit the Save button. So Command S or Control S, and then there you have your 3D extrude and bevel.